Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and I hope you are all okay on that side of the screen as usual. And today I've got here with me the TerraMaster F2 NAS 2, and this is the latest device that they have. Actually, there is an older device, exactly the same form factor, but with an older firmware, older operating system. This is their newer operating system. They call it TOS 2.5, and we're going to take a look at it. Now this will be a mini series, being this the first video, where we will be doing a unboxing, quick overview, setting up this guy really quick and show you a glimpse of how it works, and that will be it for now. Now regarding the mini series, at the end, on the conclusion, I will give you the topics that we will cover, and hopefully you can also give me some ideas how I can test this device so that I can give you the most accurate feedback over there. In the meantime, I'll be here waiting for you. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in a few minutes. So as usual, let's start by taking a look at the packaging itself. And in here, I would like to mention that this is the F2 NAS 2. That means this is the newest device with the new firmware and the latest operating system. This particular version is the diskless version, so it brings no hard drives. And although you can use any hard drive here, it's highly advisable that you use NAS grade hard drives, and for that I'm using 2 times 1 terabyte Western Digital red NAS drives. The packaging itself, it has a nice handle on top that you can use if you are going to travel with this device. And without any further ado, let's do a quick unboxing. And there we go, unboxing done. And as you can see, we will have a case with accessories and the main unit very well packaging, so well secured, and with some soft foam on the sides, and as well a plastic covering, a hard plastic covering all the device itself. And once we take the soft foam and the plastic, here we have the device itself, which we will take a closer look in just a few seconds. But before we take a closer look at the device itself, let's take a look at the accessories included. First of all, we will find the power adapter, which will contain 2 versions in this case, one for European Union and one for the UK socket. And of course, you can buy an adapter or just buy the version according to your country. An Ethernet cable to connect it to your network, a few screws that we will be using to secure our hard drives, and 2 stickers in case you want to identify your hard drives inside the device. Also a quick installation guide and also a brochure with some of the products that TerraMaster as available, but for that it's better to go to the website and you will have everything there. Now let's take a closer look at the unit itself, and at the front, as you can see, we have a power button, 2 HDD indicators of activity, a vent for cooling, and the 2 slots for the drives. On the sides we will find that logo of TerraMaster, and as you can see better here, it has a handle in case you want to carry it. Now I would like also to point out that the only thing that is made out of plastic is the bezels at the back and at the front, but we will take a closer look in just a few seconds. At the back we will find a USB 2.0 port, a eSATA connection, Gigabyte Ethernet, and a power jack, also the fan that will cool down the system. And by the way, it's very silent, but there will be a video just to show you how the fan works. Now regarding quality material, as I mentioned before, everything is aluminium, brushed aluminium with a really nice touch. And if you are going to use this near a iMac, as for example, it will look really awesome. So as you can see, the only plastic parts are the front bezel and the back bezel, as we can see here. I also forgot to mention that this device on the bottom has 4 nice rubberized feet that will help to reduce any vibration made by the hard drives. And now it's time to set up our device, and for that just push the button, lift that bracket and push the slot out so that we can fit hard drives in here. And as you can see on screen, there are 4 holes that we will screw the hard drive there, and to mention that they are protected with rubber to prevent the vibrations. Now just the image to show you the inside of this device, and as you can see, all the SATA connections and of course the PCB at the back, all revested with metal, which gives a really nice quality feeling. And once we secured our hard drives with those screws, we can now insert them inside the device. Now you probably won't be able to tell it on screen, but there's actually a gap made with those rubbers that will avoid metal to touch metal, and on this case avoiding vibrations made by the hard drives functioning. And now it's time to place our hard drives in place, and here I would like to mention that this is a very simple thing and basic, which is the identification of the hard drives, but it's very useful that you know which or where hard drive number 2 is and hard drive number 1 is, because in case of malfunctioning software, it will give you information on your computer and you know which drive is failing, so it will be easier for you to remove it and replace it. And now time has come to power on our devices, and as you can see it will show 2 red lights for the first time when it's booting, and we'll make some tests. Actually the firmware and the device itself will test the hard drives, and once the hard drives are fully functioning it will show a blue light as you can see on screen. Okay guys, so now we have our device plugged in, and we will, from now on, we will take a look at the screen so you can see it better. Now before we start, let me say that I already configured a few things here, but once you turn it on your network, all you will find is this device here. As example, I have other NASs here on my device, so you will have this, you will have not the TerraMaster detected, and you will have no networks drives mapped. So but I will show you that in a second, just to say that. So once you click here, what you are going to have is or you can go directly to the browser and just press the default address, which is 192.168.1.1.1. Of course this will be the default, and if you have a different router, usually is this address, but if you have a different router, the device will connect it to that default router. Let's say instead of beginning with 192 begins with anything else, and then we'll give you this last addresses here correctly. So, and by the way, let me just show you on screen right now that what I'm going to show you on Windows is exactly or very similar on Mac, and as you can see on screen by now, I already configured it on the Mac as well, so everything will work the same way. As you can see, I have my drives mapped and everything, so easy to do this on Windows or on Mac. Now let me show you another screen, which is once you put this address for the first time of the device, you will not have this tCloud setup manager, which is what it says right here, which will be our dashboard. In other words, you will have the installation guide, and I'm going to put it on screen. That installation guide, it's with 7 steps, and I'm going to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so these are very basic steps so that you can configure your device for the first time, and it will take a while on the last step, which will be the step that will format the hard drives and then mount them. And once these steps are finished, then when you go back to your address, you will have this, what I have here, and we can now log in with, I've got the default admin, and once we log in, of course we can put to remember our password. Okay, here we are with the dashboard, which will be exactly the same on the Mac or on Windows, because this is a web application. Now one more thing that I would like to mention is I already have here the software for Windows in this case, but I haven't installed. I'm going to leave this for another video on this series, which will be the next video, the dashboard interface. So I'm going to check out all the functions on the web and also on the software, which at the moment I don't know what it is. I will install it and show it to you. I also downloaded by curiosity the manual, but I'm a bit allergic to manuals, as you know by now, and I will only use it in 2 circumstances. One of them being I'm stuck at anything, and the second just to check if there's any feature that I would like to use and I wouldn't know without reading the manual. So as for now, I'm going to leave it off. What I can say by now is that it's very easy to set up. So in the dashboard, this is what we will have here. And as I said before, we are going to do a video just with the dashboard. What I would like to show you is that this, how I configured, was with single disk. So it shows us 2 individual drives. And as we can see here, I've got the TerraMaster. And one of the things is that once you set it up, it will create a lot of folders. Some of them don't mean nothing to me. This means this will be the drive 1 and this will be the drive 2. But what I did was created my own share folder with the name that I want, and I named it TerraMaster Disk 1 and TerraMaster Disk 2, but we can name this to anything. And then on the Windows side, I did map my drives over here, which is very easier. As you can see, I've got other drives over here from another NASs, and just to show you how easy it is, just go to computer, and on the Mac it's easy as well. The process is different, but it's easy. So if I click on map drive, just select it, and I go to my TerraMaster, and now I could have mapped this one here, which I know indeed this is the disk 1 and disk 2, but the names are not friendly and I could not change the name, so I decided to create my own names. And let's say I want to map the disk 1, and press OK and conclude, and so here it is, TerraMaster Disk 1, which is exactly a replica of this one here. So if I open this one and create a new folder, and if I go back and if I go to disk 1 here, there's the folder, disk 1 here, there's the folder. So if I remove it from here, this is particularly useful if you are going to use in this setup 2 separated drives. If one of them fails, you know exactly which is going to fail. This is something that I don't advise on NAS storage, but it's an option. So there you go. Now, as you can see, I've got all the network here, and TerraMaster is shown here. Okay, let's go to our interface just to take a quick look here. So very neat as for now, and it shows the firmware, if we have to update it or not, connected, how many time it is connected for, at the moment 1 hour and 29 minutes, and it's showing us that it's on single disk mode and single so it shows me 2 individual drives. Now if I go to, and this is the only thing that I'm going to show you on this video, the rest of the dashboard will be on another video, so this one is not very long. If I go to my system settings, shared folders. Okay, so as you can see, these are the ones that I created. These were created by the system, and we can see the info here: single disk, disk 2, and disk 1. So MD0 it's disk 1, MD1 it's disk 2. So as I was showing earlier, I could have mapped the drives to that address here instead of creating mine, but I prefer to do this. And as you can see, the info is the same: single disk, MD0 it's disk 1, MD1 it's disk 2. So I just mapped them like this. So regarding the basic installation of the device, it is now ready to start working with it. So without any software, by the way, I already mentioned that, without any software, we are ready to start working our device, and that is it. So I'm gonna wrap this part of the video right now, and we'll make a conclusion on the end. Okay guys, hope you have enjoyed this quick overview and setup. I did as best as I could to show you all the close-ups. So now I'm going to, as usual, give you a little bit of feedback about my experience here, and after this I will talk the roadmap for this mini series. Now what I can tell so far is regarding the quality, the material, as I said on the video, all aluminium. That is going to do, besides giving a really solid device, it's going to act as a cooler, so being able not to force so much the fan, which by now what I can say is that it's silent. I only hear that small whisper of the fan, which is usually in any device with a fan. So this is one of the things that I can say so far. Of course, I have my list here of things that I like most and things that I like less, which will be filled as we are going through the series. So one that I would like to say by now is quality material is great. The only thing that we have on plastic, and I would like to see this on metal as well, but it's not bad, is these back on and front bezels in plastic, but it's okay, so I can't complain there. It's great. Now regarding this part, one other thing that I would like to mention is easy setup. As you could see on the video, there is no issues at all while setting up a device like this, in particular the TerraMaster F2 NAS 2. Now regarding cons, I don't see cons, but things that I like less, I already saw one or two things, not major, but it's not meant for this particular video. I will leave that for another video. As I said, I'm building my list here and testing it out, but nothing major, just small picky things. You know how I am with this kind of things. Now what I would like to share before we wrap up this video is the roadmap, if I can say so, roadmap for these mini series. So we have done the unbox and setup for today. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get more familiar a little bit with the dashboard, and I'm also going to install the software that comes with this device, so we can see the difference between using the software and the web dashboard. Now I'm really used to use sorry about the redundancy, web interfaces in these devices, and if you follow the channel, you know I have more NAS on my office, so I will try the software to see how it works. But for me, the best advantage is to use the web browser and that interface for that. So we're gonna have a video just for the dashboard. We're gonna have a video for speed tests, RAID 0, RAID 1, JBODs and single disks, which is how it's configured at the moment, single disks, as you saw on the video. We're also going to work on the backups, especially on the USB backups, where you can plug in another disk on the back and you can back up your storage device to another drive. So that's one of the things that I would like to see. I'm also going to try and see how all the other backups work. Although I don't use, I will try to share that with you. We are going to do a video of fan noise speed, just so I can give you, because there are options that we can configure how the fan works, slower, higher, etc, automatic, which is what it's doing right now. It's on automatic mode, but I want to give you a more detailed video about that. And at the end, on the conclusion, I will give you a list of the things that I like most and the things that I like less, as usual in all my videos. If you ask me right now, without seeing any other video, if I think that this product is good to use as a network storage device, I have to say yes, because the experience that I have so far are great. No problems at all. I didn't find anything that would say, hey, this device is not good. And you know how I am. If I find a device that is not good enough, I will not put my name on it. And I did that in a few videos ago, or 2 videos ago, with the device, which is completely different from an NAS storage. But I just said, don't waste money on that. In here, I will not say that, because the experience that I have so far is being great. As I said, the cons are really small and picky. So for this video, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to know more about this device, if you are a subscriber, then you will get a notification. If you are not a subscriber yet, just hit that subscribe button, that like button, and in a few days I'll be releasing a new video. And that is it. So don't want to waste more of your time. Hope you have a nice day, and bye bye. See you on the next one.